after Christmas 2021, and I just want to do a quick intro to the video that you're going to see here. We had a great day out riding sleds in Montana. It was adventurous for sure. We tend to get ourselves into sticky situations because we push the envelope a little bit. Maybe, like many of us in the off-road community, trust our abilities a little more than we should sometimes. We got out of there safe, but it did get a little bit sketchy. The folks at Northwest Montana Adventures were awesome. That's where we rented the sleds from. They also have in there, breakfast and whatever you want. They'll make it there for you. We rented all of our gear from there because we didn't want to pack everything. So we got jackets, pants, gloves, helmets, goggles, boots, everything that we needed. We were super warm all day. The temps were in the teens, but we were super warm. So great gear. A lot of it is new. The helmets aren't so new, but all the other gear was new. Great time. So the reason that I decided to do this intro was because GoPro kind of let us down a bit. We had 3 GoPros out on the trail. We were expecting to get most of our video from the 360 cam on top of Josh's helmet. He was riding the mountain sled. And unfortunately, that camera did not like the cold, and being exposed like that. So a lot of our video, the camera would shut off, or it would appear to be recording. Then when we got home, it was frozen, like seconds into the video. So we did get some, and we're gonna show that to you. I hope you enjoy the video. Hey folks, we got a rare treat for you today. We're out visiting Josh in Montana, and we're in Olney, Montana right now at Northwest Montana Adventures. So you can see there. We're gonna get some sled riding in today. Super excited. Looks like a beautiful day. Look at these pine trees. Wow, gorgeous. A little bit of snow. The folks here at Northwest are great. Help you out with your gear. I got some Fly 509 gear on here. Hook you up with your boots, your helmet, everything you need, gloves, goggles, and they've even got some great food in here to get you started off for the day. So we're getting ready to get out here. Here's where you're going to show up and get set up. We got a couple of nice Polaris sleds here. Pretty new models. I think they're pretty new. Might even be 2020s. So Tina and I here are gonna ride on the 550 Adventure. You see, this is a 2-up sled. Pretty nice sled, electric start. Got some storage here for us. So we've got them packed full. And Josh has got the 850 Polaris mountain sled. So nice looking. Of course, he's riding by himself, so he wants to be a fool. And I think we're gonna get ready to go here. Hopefully we'll get you some good video. Looking forward to a great day. Like always, thanks for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like, let us know what you like and you don't like, and let's get on the snow. I'm gonna tell you a bit about what we ran into when we were on the mountain. If you're gonna go up there, it's your first time ever in that area. I don't care if you've ridden sleds before. We've ridden sleds before. If it's your first time riding big mountains, make sure that you get a guide. It's a couple $100. It'll be good the first time out. We got the OnX app. Of course, I use that mostly to see borders of property when we're riding, but I don't typically use it for navigation because it's just not that good for the off-road portion yet. As far as sleds go, it's actually pretty good. So it had all of the sled trails marked on the app, and most of the trails were supposed to be groomed. We, in typical Dirty Rooster off-road fashion, got off the beaten path. We like to do that. The mountain sled doesn't like groomers, right? Because it needs to cool itself from the softer snow. So we got off into some of the fluffier trails that hadn't been packed down, hadn't been groomed. Great time, by the way. I was on an adventure sled. I had Tina with me. It was a 2-up sled, Polaris 550, and it was a great sled also. It actually handled everything that we threw at it pretty well. We got off the beaten path on the one trail, and it was starting to get a little bit deep, but nothing that we couldn't handle. We ran into a lady that was parked right before this pretty sketchy section that's got a cliff next to it. It had not been beaten in by sleds, but there was like a track or two that somebody had taken up through there. She was parked, not going anywhere. Sled was running. We sat behind her for some time, and then it was clear to us she didn't know we were back there.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to lean that way. Put your armrest in. So we engaged with her, got to checking on what was going on there. She told us that her boyfriend was up ahead scouting the area, but he hadn't been back for a while. So we elected to go up around her on the cliffside. We had a little bit of room, so we got up around her sled and continued up. It wasn't too long until we ran into him. He was on a mountain sled, and he was dug in deep. It was drifting a lot where he got stuck. So we helped him get his sled out. He headed on back to his girlfriend. Josh had a mountain sled, so he headed on up the mountain. Again, like I said, there were already some tracks, but not a lot. Looked like maybe 1 or 2 people had been through there that day. Josh on the mountain sled had no problem. He was riding a Polaris 850. I tried to follow him on the adventure sled, and I didn't get very far. The snow gave out underneath us, and it just kind of tipped over. And me being, not so adept at riding sleds in deep snow, I got it dug in also. So there we are. We're stuck. Josh is up ahead. The guy that we just got unstuck, he's already back with his girlfriend, and I'm sure they're not coming back because he's not going to want to take her through that. Luckily, we had a guy come down. I didn't get his name. Great guy. He was on telemark skis, big fat powder telemark skis, and he knew exactly what to do. He was also a sled rider. I think if you're local to Montana, you probably have these toys if you're adventurous and outdoors inclined. So he helped us get my sled out of where it was. Great help. And then once that was done, he just went maybe 20-30 yards down to the cliff, and we heard woohoo, and boom, he was gone down the mountain. Fresh tracks, pow, awesome. Dude was a badass up there on the mountain. So we were happy to have him come help us out. He got us moving. So now we're out, we're free, and I asked him, hey, should we turn around? Because, hey, that might have been the best bet. We were already, we'd already been through that. We know what it's all about. We had had no issues at all until We found that guy on the mountain sled stuck, and then I got stuck. Bottom line was, there was no option to turn around. We needed to get my sled out back into packed snow in the direction it was going. So he said, nope, this is the way you're going now, but you're going to be all right. You'll get on up there. So we did. Wasn't an issue. We kept going. Next thing you know, we run into the ski resort. Run into one of the cat trails on the ski resort up towards the summit, and I'm looking at my map, and it appears that we've crossed the groomers a couple times on the way up there, but there was nothing groomed. Everything was blown in. There was no evidence of trails that were snowmobile approved, that were passable by something other than a mountain sled. So at any rate, we got out there. We ran into ski patrol. They were super helpful, way helpful. At that point in time, we thought, and we suggested to them, we'll just turn around and we'll head back down the way we came up, because we know it's packed in at this point. No stress. We'll just go. At this point, it wasn't snowing hard. We were kind of down off the summit, on, I think they were saying it was the east face of the mountain. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. But patrol insisted, no, you don't need to go back down that way. We'll get you an escort. We'll get you back up to the summit, connect you with the sled trails. They're supposed to be groomed, and we're going, after all this crazy stuff that we've been through, okay, we'll wait. We'll wait for patrol to come down on a sled, escort us up, and we'll get on the groomers and head home. We needed to be back by 5 o'clock with the sleds. We were still doing okay on time, so I wasn't real worried. By the time we got to the top of the mountain, it was whiteout conditions. It was snowing so hard, and it was blowing, the wind was whipping, and at that point, we could have gone either right to go up to the Summit Lodge, which is where we wanted to go. That was the point of, our trip. That was our goal, is we wanted to make it to that lodge, hang out at the lodge, get something to eat, and then head back. What do you think, Josh?
Lots of fun.
First time ever sled rider.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah.
Riding a bike. Lots of fun though.
Tons of fun.
Need to learn how to do it.
Snow's a little deep up here. Having fun, Teener?
Much.
Yeah. If we would have gone left, we could have gone to the, we would have been back on the groomers. They're not groomed at all. And we could have headed back home. So looking at the weather conditions, and there were folks coming down on sleds from the Summit Lodge, and they were going to ultimately be heading the way that we're going to head. So, weighing the options, given time, we had waited for a while for patrol to come down and escort us up. The clock was ticking and the conditions were deteriorating quickly. The trails were blowing in like crazy, big drifts. So when I saw these 3 or 4 folks come down on sleds, assuming they were experienced, I said, you know what, let's go with them and follow them out. This is where we met Luke. Luke was key to getting us all out of there, even some of his friends. But he was instrumental in getting us out. So he led the way. He packed in the trail, going up to the radio towers, or radio towers up a little bit higher. Not a crazy steep climb. Wouldn't have mattered at all if it wasn't blown in. But he packed that in. I think he got stuck, and then his buddy got stuck, and then Josh got stuck, and then I got stuck. I mean, the snow was deep, and visibility was nil. I've got glasses on, as you can see, and I couldn't see anything. They were fogged up. I had a full face helmet, like a street bike helmet that I rented. And it was all fogged up at this point too. Got condensation inside. It's all frozen in there. So I couldn't see jack. Off come the glasses. Now I'm riding, visor open, no protection for my eyes, and but it was the only way I could see. So we got my sled unstuck. Luke was gonna go back down, circle around. He helped me get unstuck. Dude was a godsend. He was going to turn around, come back, and lead us up so that we could see, because, again, I've never been on this trail. I have no idea where it goes, and it's whiteout. He ended up talking to some folks that were on back the line. There were a few sleds with us, like I said, and I didn't want to hold everybody up, so I just told Tina to hang on, and I hammered it and made it up the mountain. Okay, got to the radio tower with everybody else. Awesome, was happy about that, and then we continued out. And here I thought that we were going to get to some groomers. Never happened. Luke knew his way around the mountain well, obviously. Very good on a sled. His friends are good on sleds. They're all I think they're local folks. I know Luke is. So Luke takes us down over the mountain, all fresh trails, nice powder. Down over the side of the mountain we go. Very cool. That actually wasn't sketchy at all. It was just cool. And he gets us back down to the trail we just came up. So it turns out the trail we just came up is the best trail out. And that is not what we were expecting. We were expecting that we were going to get on some groom trails and, take an easy ride out. No, not the case. So the trail that we were on, the folks were telling us was Taylor Creek, and they were laughing at us. They were saying, hey, you guys are boondocking. Our first time in Montana, shouldn't have been doing it. Hey, we were out of our element for sure. Glad we ran into some good folks. But we ended up back on the Whitefish Mountain Radio trail, and then connected to Taylor Creek again. Both, I guess, what you would call boondock trails. They were a lot of fun. We didn't really have any trouble until we hit that one part, where it got real deep, and the other dude on the sled got stuck. And then, of course, our worst choice of the day was to let patrol take us to the summit, because that's when things got really hairy. At the end of the day, we got out of there, but it was all good. So at this point, it had been snowing for a while. We've probably had a couple hours transpire since we initially engaged with ski patrol, and the snow just started wailing, and the wind was whipping, and things were deteriorating pretty rapidly. So Luke got us back down to where we were, and I was like, oh, well, this is right back where we started, and we had been on that trail, no problems. But he asked us, okay, so are you good to get down from here? And while my gut said, yes, we're probably fine, my mind was saying, man, it's been a couple hours, it's snowing like crazy, and I know that I was just stuck not too far down this trail That was the first time I got stuck, where we ran into the dude with the first mountain sled and his girlfriend and all that. So I did not want to risk, being down there and being inexperienced, kind of alone. So I mentioned that to Luke. He was gracious enough. He said, "You know what? No problem. I'll get you down through that section, and then I'll meet up with these other guys." Again, Luke's super experienced. He the whole way down this trail, that we would have thought was sketchy, he's riding all the way up on the side of the ridges and the snow, just having a good time. Guy is very skilled on a sled. So we were happy to have him with us. We were happy for his help. We're sending him some Dirty Rooster swag as a result. Again, it was great to meet him and his friends, and certainly grateful for his help getting out. He got us down past that spot. We got back on the trail, still not on Groomers. We were still on Taylor Creek, but we got back with plenty of time to spare. I think we got back at 3:30, needed to be back by 5. Ended the day great, had a great time, thanks to awesome people on the mountain. Nothing is different, wherever you go, people that are off-roading are helpful, no matter where you are. And I really appreciate the community. It's the best. Everybody's out there to help each other. Nobody's going to let anybody stranded in the woods, and just a blessing to meet awesome new people all the time. And the next time we're out, we'll probably look Luke up, and we'll hit the mountains with him, with somebody experienced, and have another great time. So hope you enjoy the video, and until next time, Dirty Rooster's out.